You ever wonder why some people seem destined to be rich, while others, no matter how hard they try, just spin their wheels? I've spent the last 5 years studying over 100 millionaires, not just scrolling YouTube interviews. I mean real deep dives, podcasts, books, biographies, private masterminds, closed-door Q&As, conversations over overpriced coffee. And after all of that, I found 7 traits that nearly every single one of them had in common. And no, it's not wake up at 5 a.m. or drink green smoothies. Some of these traits are uncomfortable. Some are even antisocial, but they work. So if you're between 20 and 30 years old, and you're tired of being broke, confused, and stuck in potential, this video might piss you off. It might inspire you. Either way, you'll never forget it. Let's begin. Act 1. The core shifts. Trait number 1. Radical responsibility. The millionaire switch. Let me give it to you straight. Every millionaire I've studied had this internal switch. A brutal moment where they said, "No one is coming to save me." Not their boss, not their parents, not their degree, not the economy, not the algorithm. It's painful, right? But it's also the moment their life started to change, because until you believe you're the problem, you can't become the solution. Millionaires, they take blame for everything and even stuff that's not their fault, because that's the only way they keep power. Excuse are powerless. Ownership equals control. Ask yourself this: what's one area of your life you keep blaming instead of owning? Money, fitness, relationships? Be honest. That answer is worth more than any business course. Trait number 2, time paranoia, the anti-procrastinator. Here's something most people don't want to hear. Millionaires are paranoid about time, like borderline neurotic. They're not busy. They're strategic. They don't fill their days with random tasks. They don't say yes to every dinner invite. They sure as hell don't watch 4 hours of Netflix to unwind. Why? Because they understand one thing. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. They audit their hours like CFOs audit money. You ever see someone waste 6 hours binge watching a show, then complain that they don't have time to start a side hustle? Millionaires don't do that. They protect their time like it's oxygen in a burning building. They ask, is this the highest ROI use of my attention right now? You start asking that, everything changes. Trait 3. Boring obsession, mastery, hype. You know what surprised me? Millionaires are some of the most boring people you'll ever meet. They do the same thing, every day. Same business, same product, same pitch, same schedule. While everyone else chases trends, tries dropshipping, crypto, then coaching, then AI, then flipping couches. Millionaires, they lock in one system and go 1,000 reps deep. Poor people pivot every time things get hard. Millionaires go deeper every time things get hard. Success is boring, but boredom, that's where greatness is born. Trait number 4, they learn differently, the execution filter. Here's a dirty secret about most people chasing success. They're addicted to learning, but allergic to doing. Not millionaires. They don't binge books for dopamine. They don't collect courses for comfort. They learn like snipers. Learn, execute, measure, repeat. No fluff, no overwhelm. If they read something, they ask, can I use this tomorrow? And if not, why am I wasting my time? Next time you're learning, ask yourself, am I consuming or am I preparing to take action? Only one leads to money. Act 2. The internal game. Trait number 5, unreasonable confidence, built not born. Millionaires aren't confident because they're special. They're confident because they've been through hell. They've failed publicly. They've been rejected, ghosted, mocked, and they kept showing up. That builds a kind of self-trust you can't fake. You think they weren't nervous? They were, but they learned something you might not realize yet. Courage comes before confidence, not after. Most people wait to feel ready. Millionaires act and build readiness through reps. Think about this. What would you do today if you trusted yourself to figure it out? That's your blueprint. Trait number 6, silence over noise, the input detox. Here's a brutal pattern I saw. Millionaires consume less than average people. Less opinions, less drama, less what's trending, more silence, more thinking, more building. They don't check their phone 93 times a day. They don't need 12 podcast episodes before they make a decision. They protect their focus like a soldier guards a weapon. Why? Because distraction is the enemy of wealth. In fact, here's something wild. Most millionaires I've met have a smaller circle than broke people. They don't want 100 friends. They want 3 killers who tell them the truth. Let me ask you, who are you letting inside your brain every day? Trait number 7, extreme pattern recognition, the leverage lens. This one is subtle, but it's everything. Millionaires don't see tasks, they see leverage. You see a to-do list, they see a machine. They ask, can this scale? Can this be automated? Can this be delegated? Can this work without me? They don't want to be the hero. They want to build the system that wins without them. Think about that difference. You're trying to grind your way to wealth. They're trying to engineer it. You want time freedom? Start thinking like a systems builder. Act 3. Your next move. All right, deep breath. You've made it this far, which probably means something in this hit a nerve. Good, because here's the truth. You don't need 1 million followers. You don't need a fancy MBA. You don't need a perfect plan. What you need? Clarity, discipline, and the willingness to look stupid for a little while. The difference between your current life and the one you want, it's not 10 years away. It's one decision, made repeatedly, for the next 6 months. Are you willing to trade dopamine for discipline, comfort for capacity, validation for vision? If you said yes, welcome to the top 5%. And here's your challenge. Pick one thing. Do it daily. Track your time. Audit your inputs. Learn, execute, repeat. If you want, rewind this video and write down those 7 traits. Read them every morning. Build them into your operating system. Because millionaire success, it's not a lightning strike. It's a daily drip of boring habits executed aggressively. If this helped you, and you're serious about building a millionaire mindset, then hit that subscribe button. This channel is for builders, for grinders, for people who don't want fluff, they want the truth. If that's you, welcome to the tribe. Let's go build something real.